How about this for a thought? English is technically one language, but depending on where you are, it can feel like you're speaking two completely different ones. Today, we're diving into the quirks and chaos of British versus American English.
Oh, I love this topic. It's like the same language decided to split into two personalities. Where do we even start with this?
Well, let's kick it off with vocabulary because that's where the differences are not only the most obvious, but also the most hilarious. For instance, the word pants. In the US, it's just your regular jeans or slacks, but in the UK, it means underwear. Imagine the confusion that can cause.
Oh, I can more than imagine. I actually heard about a British guy visiting New York who told a shop assistant he spilled coffee on his pants. She thought he'd had a much more personal kind of accident.
That's exactly the kind of misunderstanding I'm talking about. And it works the other way too. Like when an American asks for chips in London, expecting a bag of Lay's, and instead, they're handed a plate of fries.
Right, because in the UK, chips are what Americans call fries, and what Americans call chips, the Brits call crisps. It's like a culinary language puzzle.
It really is. And then there's pronunciation, which is a whole other battlefield. Take the word schedule, for example. Americans say schedule, while the Brits say Shed-ule. It's like they're speaking two completely different languages.
And the British pronunciation always sounds so formal, doesn't it? Like, I have a schedule to attend to. It's like they're off to a secret meeting with MI6.
Meanwhile, Americans are just trying to get through the day as efficiently as possible. Schedule is short, sweet, and to the point.
And then there's aluminum. Americans say aluminum, while the British say aluminium. It's like they added an extra syllable just to make it sound fancier.
Well, to be fair, the British spelling does have an extra I in it. But still, it's funny how one little letter can completely change the rhythm of a word.
And don't even get me started on herbs. Americans drop the H completely. It's just herbs. But the British keep it herbs, like the name Herbert.
Although, to be fair, some British dialects do drop the H, Cockney English, for example.
True, but when we're talking about standard British English, what they call received pronunciation, the H stays. And speaking of received pronunciation, doesn't it just sound so posh?
It really does. But I think that's part of the charm, right? These differences give the language so much character. And it's not just about being right or wrong, it's about context.
Exactly. Like if you're in Chicago and you ask for trousers, people might give you a funny look, but they'll figure it out eventually. Language is about communication, not perfection.
And honestly, I think people who are learning English as a second language deserve so much credit. They're navigating all these differences while trying to make themselves understood. That's not easy.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that language is alive. It evolves depending on where you are, who you're with, and even what generation you're from. There's no single right way to speak it.
Couldn't agree more. So, what's your favorite British versus American English quirk?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think I'd have to go with biscuit versus cookie. In the UK, a biscuit is what Americans would call a cookie, but in the US, a biscuit is more like a scone. It's like they swapped meanings entirely.
That's a good one. For me, it's boot versus trunk. Like in the UK, the boot of a car is what Americans call the trunk. It's such a random difference, but it always makes me smile.
It's the little things, isn't it? These tiny differences that make you stop and think for a second. And sometimes they lead to the funniest misunderstandings.
Definitely. And that's the beauty of it. These quirks remind us that language isn't just about rules. It's about people and culture and history. It's messy and imperfect, and that's what makes it so fascinating.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So, for anyone out there learning English, or any language, really, don't stress too much about getting everything right. Just focus on being understood and enjoy the journey.
Well said. All right, I think that's a good place to wrap things up for today. Any final thoughts?
Just this. Language is a bridge, not a barrier. Embrace the differences and don't be afraid to ask questions. That's how we learn.
Perfectly put. All right, until next time.
See you soon.